What is happening, lovely peoples watching and listening? Welcome to the first time that we've all been together in a hot minute. Casters finally on the block together. My name is Snivy, or Syndicate Snivy, and I'm joined by my lovely ensemble here. What up, Wall?
What up? Hello. This voice in your ears right now is the Waffle Man SR. I was deemed the voice of reason by Snivy the other
That's
day.
so cap.
I believe it. Hey.
I was deemed the voice of reason, and that boosted my ego. So thank you very much for that.
I think
Moving on to
Snivy's the voice of
Gerd.
reason.
Gerd, introduce yourself. How are you doing today? I know you're very stressed.
Hi, I'm Gert. I went to Collision. I am the co-head TO of Gamercon. I'm currently seating, so if you hear keyboards clacking in the background, that's my fault. Sorry. Ritual, go ahead.
Ooh.
Hello, everybody. What is up? I'm Ritual. Also,
Ritual.
just a resident caster from New England. Justin Byleth, from New England. Like
Why
a
are you
certain
already
king-
throwing shade
you're
already?
You're
What the
calling out
hell?
Justin Byleth?
What?
Yeah,
We're not
well,
even
okay.
5 minutes
What are
into
you
the video.
talking
So
about?
the reason that the shade is getting thrown is a perfect segue into our first topic for today.
That's absolutely insane.
Which is Collision 2023, super major tournament, the East Coast's first super major, I believe. I think LMBM was an A tier. Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
It was a meteor, yeah.
So yeah, this is the first super major on the East Coast this year. One of the longest running tournament series in Smash. This is like the 20-something if it's like the 20th something Collision, which is like crazy. And 3 of us were there. Everyone except Waffle, who is constantly dodging.
Yes.
But I guess we're gonna give a little bit of a recap, talk about our experiences. I guess.
Can I start as
Yeah.
the person
Yeah.
who wasn't there?
Reed, why don't you tell us about how Collision was for you from home?
Yeah.
Serving like
Collision
pink
was
French.
an absolutely awful viewing experience because
Really?
I did not have any time to watch it. It is literally that's
So what the
it.
man is,
Like-
you're trashing RJ because you were busy. Got it.
No, I'm just saying it was an awful experience. That's how I feel. I don't think there was anything that it was all out of their control.
I thought you
my
were gonna
viewing
say because of the
experience.
internet and everything.
No. Oh, well, that did suck too.
And the
But that
scheduling
was
of the
also
quad
like
stream.
everything that I disliked about the tournament from my point of view was completely out of their control, which is really funny. Like I couldn't watch for most of Sunday, and that's when like the bulk of the bracket was, and I was like, that sucks. Like I tried to watch Saturday, and like Saturday just like didn't have like a lot of the good matches until later in the day, and I was like, well this is fine, but I'm just like they're doing all best of 5, which is cool, but yeah, it just like I didn't get to watch very much of it. That's my spiel.
I see.
But yeah, Melee Top 8 was fun. I did love that.
Melee top 8 was absolutely goated.
So
There was
was
a lot
Ultimate-
of firsts.
Yeah, so was Ultimate Top 8. Oh, dude, SkyJ is my goat.
SkyJ is so fucking cracked, dude.
Oh my god, I can't believe half the things that SkyJ usually did. He outplayed almost everybody with that character.
SkyJ difference.
And now Elite Smash is being run by Incineroars wearing the blue. You can't escape.
Blue Incineroar is the best character in the game. One of my friends told me once. Just saying.
I'll just say he's the best. He's the best heavy.
Yeah, but there was a lot of crazy runs in like both the top 8s. I know Zuppy top 8 at a super major for the first
Top
time. And
4.
I think top 4, yes.
Top
oh my god,
4.
unprecedented run by the Canadian Fox.
No one beats AMSA. That's like outside of the top 10, by the way.
Yeah.
That was insane.
Amsa moved to Canada. Now Canada's beating Amsa. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, they
Moki
also
did.
have-
Moki did it too. That's all I'm
But
saying. He's not the only one.
Mogi also like his best
Moki
friend
moves,
is like
baby.
is a Yoshi man, and that's why he's good against Yoshi. But yeah, I think that's funny.
But okay, I wanted to talk about a little bit about Collision because one of the things that I did have, the event wasn't perfect, right? Like obviously there was the norovirus outbreak at the event, which is not something that they control. There was volunteers dropping like day of, so check-in day one kind of became a little bit of a mess. That's not something they can control, but the one thing that I do want to talk about from Collision that I kind of had an issue with was some of their choices of who went on stream and who went on mainstream. And this is an issue with a quad stream that is running 2 games at once, right? You had 2 Melee and 2 Ultimate, which meant you just had less sets getting streamed. And there was a bunch of issues. Like, Peanut, never on mainstream the whole weekend, placed 17th with Little Mac. Fawn, never on mainstream the whole weekend, placed 25th with Duckman. Apollo Kage, placed 9th, never was on mainstream the entire weekend, and I think was on quad stream once. I think gets 1 VOD from the entire event despite placing 9th at a super major, which is insane. And that is part of, running a quad stream with 2 games, but that's also partially like the choices that were being made of who to put on stream. And I feel like there needs to be a way where you can keep track of who's been on stream. And obviously it's not, it's like life isn't fair, but if you're placing like, if you have a low tier and are placing like top 25, top 32, or you're placing 9th at a super major, you should be on mainstream at some point during the event. I don't think that's a controversial take.
While it's true, in practice it's a lot harder, especially when you're trying to juggle all the other matches that is happening at the same time. And you obviously want to prioritize winners, especially on main stage. Quad stream, it doesn't matter if AK got 9th. It's the point of if the matches were exciting or could be exciting. Because if AK was just beating like someone that upset someone else and then it's just like a wash for AK, why are we going to watch it? Obviously, that's a very closed-minded and kind of in a vacuum thought, but like AK, obviously, I think you said only got on once. Like that can happen, just because they didn't have like a second stream.
My thought process here is that, like the benefit of the quad stream is to show these matches, like the AK is watching the other person. The problem is that this was probably the worst iteration of the quad stream that we've seen.
I would agree.
Where like we're only getting 1 extra set per game, which is kind of like underwhelming. Like at that point, if we're only getting 1 more set per game, then we might as well just not have it at all and just have 2 side streams that have commentary, because that's probably a better product. My opinion.
I actually wanted to propose, because there was something I've been thinking a lot about, and I wanted to ask what y'all would think of, instead of a quad stream, what if events had a main stream and had a side stream like normal, but then those 2 or 3 extra setups that would get recorded by quad stream still got recorded, right? Their VODs got recorded and were put in a playlist in the order that they happened, and either during dead time, right, like during those 15-minute breaks between waves, or after that phase of the event is over when there's a longer break, they could air them on stream and they could instant upload them to YouTube. Yeah, so that they're not getting aired live, but they're still getting aired, they're still getting recorded. Because how is that different than the quad stream?
Because the quad stream happens in real time. Like, I would never want to watch MK Leo lose to Shiny Mark as a replay. I want to see that shit live.
Okay.
But that should be on the mainstream in the first place, because there was nothing on mainstream that time.
No, adding on to the idea, like instead of it being like a replay, you could just have like, I don't know, like one of the commentators like being like recapping what happened like in the day, like during the break. That could be something. Like instead of like just showing the VOD like in between sets, just have like these are the sets you missed and like some cool plays that happened or something. That could be interesting, but that takes a lot of effort.
Yep, that I absolutely agree. I know we have not, we wanna spend most of the today talking about CTGAMERCON, but before we jump over to that and throw it over to Gerd to take us away on that front, I would love to hear for the other, for both, I'll jump in there at some point as well. Snivy, Gerd, how were y'all's experiences at Collision this weekend in
It's time to
person?
go first for me, please.
All
Thank
right.
you. I love you.
So
Mr. Cedarman.
this collision, I was so blown away. When I walked in, I'm like, wow, this venue is lovely. It was such a step up from last year, because I went last year. And again, it's always snowing. It's always snowing in Jersey, always raining. Can't have a collision weekend without a little weather ailment, whatever. But, the hotel rooms were very, very nice.
Oh my god, they were fucking huge.
Yes. Oh my
Are we allowed
god.
to swear on this podcast?
Yes.
What?
What do
Yes.
you mean?
We've been
who do you
swearing,
think's
I
on it?
think.
Who do you think's on it? Me.
And me. I'll swear like a sailor.
Oh,
But it was great. It was a good step up. It was a lot I want to say more spacious, kind in quotation marks, or I guess asterisk.
there was more space, but less space.
Yes, because when you're like trying to look at the sets and like walk around to get towards like other stuff in like the main room where all the sets are happening, it was pretty bad. You can like barely move.
Yeah.
But aside from that, you didn't have to walk over to another building, which is great, through the snow. I mean, like, again, you can't really foresee that, but that was an unfortunate downside to the last one. Having two streams in, like, different buildings, that was kind of whack.
I was.
But I really loved, oh my god, my headphones are giving out. Give me a second.
Okay, I guess I was gonna say hotel. While we wait for Sniper to come back, hotel venues I think are kind of the wave moving forward. I know there's been a lot of Twitter discourse on this, and I very much agree. Being able to wake up, especially if it's a 24-hour venue, but even if it's not, like being able to wake up and just walk downstairs and be in the venue is amazing.
It's great.
It is like the single best thing that majors I think have done in a very long time. Obviously, it's not feasible at every event, right? There are just some events where that for many different reasons are not hosted in areas or don't have the money to do that. But I think that it's something that every event should prioritize if they can, because it makes the experience as a competitor so much better.
I just want to add on to that. Like, do you think that like hotel venue, like, do you think that most areas like have that like ability to run that like in a big enough way? Like, cause like the main discourse I saw about Collision was that there was not enough space for like both games. Like they were cramped in there, So I feel like if like hotel venues are kind of like limited in that sense. So
And they
like,
are.
do you think that's like possible?
I think
like
I think it is. I think there was also like certain things with the Collision venue where like the layout of certain things was also maybe not the best it could be. Like, as great as it was to have that center space be all vendors and things, it also didn't really lend itself very well to being the best use of that space. Like, we had this very, very wide central hallway that's super long, walking all the way down to the venue. It's like we could have had that whole hallway be an artist's alley. So when you're walking into the venue, you walk through all the vendors to get to the venue, which also means that, like, for the sake of vendors, you don't necessarily have to pay for a spectator pass to just talk to the vendors, so other people in the hotel might incidentally buy things from them.
Yeah,
And then
that's not happening.
I know, but it would be really good for the vendors, and it would also have given them that entire central space for more setups, for more games, and it would have allowed them to like very easily have enough space.
I would never ever see an event where they just have vendors on the outside
Alternatively,
of the
just
actual
move
venue
up the
space to check
alternatively,
in.
just move up the check-in point.
I don't know what the logistics were behind the hotel, but clearly there was a reason why the setups for all the vendors were where they were, because I don't know if they like the Collision. I'll just use Collision as an example. I don't know if Collision like booked that hallway we walked down in where check-in was before we made that like right turn into the main area.
Mm-hmm.
Could you put it there? Yeah, but I know they had the VIP room on the side, but that's like its own room. And they also were using that area for camera stuff for top 8 staff, miscellaneous purposes. Where it was in the like that hall area before you go into like the main ballroom or the side ballroom, I think it was fine. I think it was kind of smart. Could they have used space more? Maybe, but that's a logistical issue.
Yep. Gerd, while we're also still waiting for Stevie, do you want to talk about your Collision experience a little bit?
I'm here.
Oh, you're here? Okay, do you want to finish that?
Yeah, I was gonna say how the vendors are probably my favorite part of the event. I'm not gonna lie.
The vendors were goated.
I bought so many charms and pins from that one vendor. I can't remember their name off the top of my head.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry. I think it was happy. It was happy something.
Bro,
Happy something, you're the GOAT.
Yes.
I finally got bald Procon buttons. I'm so happy.
Bald Procon buttons from where?
One of the controller modders at No John's is one of 2 people in the world who makes them.
Oh, I saw you cooking that whole morning. I think it was on the box.
Yeah, dude, I had to spend I guess I can swing over to my experience then, give Gert a little more time. Yeah, I had to spend basically all of Friday morning fixing my box, but that wasn't the beginning of Collision for me. I got there Thursday. I was originally supposed to help set up the venue and cast the pre-local with our own Syndicate Snivy. Sorry for dodging. But I got roped into picking up Flambeau from the bus station, which also turned into picking up Fabs from the airport, which got turned into bringing Fabs to Max Ketchum's house, which got turned into not being able to find Max Ketchum's house because he was streaming, to jumping into his Twitch chat. So all in all, Flambeau and I spent 10 hours in my car together and became very good friends. I really enjoy hanging out with Flambeau, one of my favorite people in the scene. Shout outs to him. He also liked my commentary reel. I passed the Flambeau test, which is something we should have a full episode on at some point.
About
Next
that.
week.
Yeah, no, exactly. We should have a full episode on the Flambeau test. Maybe get Flambeau on for it. It would be hilarious. But
rating commentary reels.
but yeah,
God.
so
That would be
me,
so
I'll
funny.
I'll sit that episode out.
my
That's
my
fire.
experience as at Collision, I've been to 3 majors. I went to Apex this year, LMBM, and this Collision. And Apex, I mean, I think it's not a hot take to say that was just not the best experience. The highlight of Apex for me was starting a brief relationship with someone, and
Reach New Heights.
also driving 4 hours to Reach New Heights and back,
Woo.
and specifically getting back from Reach New Heights, listening to Supersonic Racing with Snivy.
That was
One
so
of my
that was a
favorite
really good
Smash
moment.
memories. One
It's
of my
so
favorite
great.
Smash memories. But
Sonic Heroes is the better.
LMBM utterly fantastic. Like truly an amazing experience. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna top this. Like, you know, like SmashCon's probably the best shot I got this year. And then just Collision just was an amazing event. Like, from being there as a competitor, as a spectator, mostly as a spectator. Like, I'm gonna be real. I went 06 in main bracket, though I did get a captain and crew battle. Took 5 stocks with Little Mac, including 3 on Pikachu. That's all I'm saying. My Mac goes kind of nuts, but like, it was just so. It felt like there was so much going on at any time. There was lots of vendors. Like, there was more vendors than at LMPM or Apex, which was really exciting to see. It felt like there was people everywhere. There was always games going on, people socializing. And if you knew where to look, there was also other stuff going on. Like, at one point, and this was not a VIP or staff room or anything, I just hung out in a room for like a couple hours with a bunch of the people casting the event who are all recording videos with Dom. Dom needs help for his YouTube series Caster Call, and I got to meet a lot of people. You know, I don't go to events to try and network. I go to events to like see my friends and maybe make some new friends. But
Cap.
gotta do some good
Cap
networking.
detected.
I'm
Bro,
calling Cap.
it's true. I don't try to network. I just try to make friends.
You don't try to network intentionally.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it happens, it happens. But
But-
like, met Gimmer, hung out with Cact a little bit, met most of the casters at the event, got roasted by Momo and Ubel and AG, hung out with AG like all weekend. That man is so much fun. John is so much fun to just like hang out with, honestly. Like, one of my favorite people. Like, him and Flambeau was just so much fun all weekend. New England caster gang. Unfortunately, AJ dodged us for dinner because he doesn't have his notifications on his phone, despite asking us to text him. It happens, but it was great. My one regret about Collision was that I actually did not get to hang out with my friends who I had wanted to see at the event nearly as much as I wanted to. Barely saw Snivy all weekend.
So
hung
you
out
would
with
say-
Dirt, but barely hung out with Snivy. Barely hung out with Zap and Luna, and that sucked because I really wanted to spend time with them. But like every time I tried to go hang out with them, it was like Flambeau and Dex stopped me and we're like, we're gonna go introduce you to Gimmer right now, and then that took 2 hours because HBox showed up, and it's like,
So
what do you do?
So you're saying that you spent too much time networking to hang out with your friends?
Bro, I'm
Interesting. Interesting.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you,
Interesting.
Waffle.
Yeah.
I hate
Interesting.
you. Waffle, you
Interesting.
spend too much time with carpal tunnel to do any of that.
That's fucking insane!
Get-
Oh my god!
Got him. Got him.
So, sorry,
Yeah, I
that
cannot.
sucks, I guess.
I cannot play Smashy Bros at a tournament that is happening this weekend. CTGAMERCon, by the way, if you guys didn't know.
Wait, do we
the
want to like go
biggest.
talk about his experience?
I don't think he wants to talk about Collision.
Okay.
Gerd, do you want to talk about
Collision
Collision?
was fun. I wish that SkyJ beat Riddles. It was a good
True.
tournament. Doubles was ran bad.
True.
We didn't even
Check-in
talk
should have been
about-
better.
We didn't even talk about Summit at all.
I don't care about Summit right now.
Nah, we'll talk about that
next week.
later.
Summit's happening next week. We got next week.
Okay.
We got next week or the week after.
This
I
is the
don't know
last
when it
ever
is.
Summit qualifier. We're not even talking.
We're not talking about it. We're not talking about it. We're not talking about it.
Watch what's it called? Tweak Talks. If you want to learn
Yeah,
about that.
watch
Shell
Tweak
tweet
Talks.
talks on the casters.
We'll
We-
show our
we-
tweet talks. Maybe Haz will be on.
Now
here
let's talk
sometime.
about our blocks this weekend.
Yes, I want to talk about CTGAMERCon. And before I get into CTGAMERCon, I just want to sign a petition to never make fun of TO's seeding ever again, because I spent like 4 hours trying to seed this tournament because I had nothing to do yesterday. My wrist is broken and I
Same.
cannot play video games. And I spent like 4 hours trying to seed that tournament. I can't seed at all. So I'm signing a petition to never make fun of a TO seeding ever again.
Welcome
And,
to my
I will-
life.
I will try to get 10 signatures and try to make a difference for TO's life.
TO apology form when?
Yes, I will. I
TO
will literally.
apology form.
I'm literally gonna find one. I'm gonna
Make
find
it for
a pet-
me specifically.
I'm gonna make a petition, and then it's just like it's like a Google Doc, and you just write your name on it, and I just add people.
Yeah. I guess I'll take over from here. GamerCon currently is sitting at 204 entrants, which is
Tyler
I
Dodge.
think the second largest ultimate tournament in the post-lockdown era of New England.
Connecticut.
The only
It's-
one that's
It's
higher.
the biggest Connecticut.
The
tournament
only
ever,
other
right?
one is Shine, which had like 400 entrants, but that's a major. So this is the second largest. The third largest was CT GamerCon last year, but that had 168, which is insane. We have a bunch of players from Vermont PR, Rhode Island PR, Massachusetts PR, and different subregions of Mass, where it's Western Mass, Central Mass, Northern Mass, Southern Mass, Boston area. We have New Hampshire coming through. We have
Except Tyler,
Tri-State
keep dodging.
with, I think, Westchester, kind of. Is Bobo Westchester?
Well, I
Bobo
think
is
yes,
Westchester.
yes.
West
He's
Bobo,
definitely
New York,
Westchester.
Westchester area. We have Yoda Cage, Sweshy, Jackal, Momo. He's not playing, but Momo is going. Joshathan Gamer,
Yep.
And then
Which is
it was
that's
someone- there was someone
Jersey
else.
and Philadelphia. We've got that's Jersey and Philly, and then we've got some good city players coming through as well.
Oh yeah, we got
Um,
Juan Numeros. Juan Numeros. is
John
coming.
Juan
Numbers,
Numeros.
We Fit camper extraordinaire.
But yeah, it's gonna be a good
Tilde's
tournament.
nightmare.
I will say this right now. Light beat the I'm trying to register as late as possible allegations.
Dude,
He
we
literally
need to
we
talk
can
about that.
put this up on the screen if Waffle wants to edit it. I
Oh
can
my
send him a
god,
picture.
this is a legendary
Waff-
screenshot.
So the entire week, I'm like, is Light gonna register for the event? We had, I'm pretty sure Ritual had asked Light. I'm
Yes.
generic ASG TO extraordinaire, and he is also helping me. TO Gamercon had personally DM'd Light himself to check if Light was gonna register or not. Literally, as the time kept ticking, I'm like, is Light gonna register? Because he's supposed to be teaming with Dawn, and I can't seed.
And-
Because if I try to seed, then he messes up everything.
And not only
Literally, registration ended, and I'm like, okay, I can finally start seeding. He didn't register. Somehow, 3 minutes later, he got through Start GG
He
registration.
got through past the registration time. That is the most insane shit ever.
Yeah, even
like
Start
I was
GG
literally
has top
sitting
player
there.
privilege.
I was literally sitting there like, that's my fucking go. I was saying that to myself.
Don't that's my fucking go him.
Dude, no, that's my goat.
Well,
He got
that's
in
my
last
goat.
second to be a pain for TOs. My goat. Like how do you register after the date? That's anime shit
You
right
need
there.
to get Light to sign the TO apology form.
He will never sign the TO.
Yeah,
apology
no,
form.
Light is
He
the
literally
definition-
registered at
start-
12:03 a.m.
That
this
is
morning.
insane.
Light is the definition of I hate TO's registration.
So much fun.
But also, I just want to say, part of the reason that's such a big deal, not only is Light #1 in New England and one of the best players in the U.S., Light has attended every single CT GamerCon, and not only has he attended every single CT GamerCon, he's won every single CT GamerCon.
And he clutched up with that
Until now.
registration. And he clutched up with that registration to defend the house.
Yeah,
I
like-
think I honestly think that Light will
ankle
probably defend the house, but
I think he will.
what do you guys think?
And thinking less he gets upset by like Jackal.
I think if he gets upset by
Jackal.
Jack,
I don't think
he
he's
runs
I don't think
lasers.
Light's beating him. No, no. I don't think Sharp is beating him. I don't think Ling is beating him. I can't see Pelka beating him.
Bro, you don't know that DDD goes wild. Hold on.
I don't know.
Yoda
I
Cage
don't
is on the
believe in it
path.
enough.
Yoda Cage has been on the path.
If we didn't have Bran in our state, I would say that has upset
Yeah.
potential.
Another
I don't
fun
think there's a world
fact.
in which you
I had changed the cap of doubles to from 64 to 48 because I wanted 48 teams. That's another logistical part that's not going to be discussed on a commentator podcast. We literally almost hit it. We're at 45 teams as of right now, and registration has already ended because we had to unfortunately remove Tyler because he cannot attend any longer from CTGAMERCON. We literally have 45 teams, and I have 2 hours to run this shit. Isn't that fun?
Isn't that great? It's great.
And then 204 entrants in singles. So I think based on alt rank, this is now considered a regional. It wasn't before, solely because Light didn't register. We had a decent amount of points to be classified as like a D tier event, but I don't know
Yeah.
if D tier events count as regionals.
D tiers, hey, that's passing. That's a passing grade.
That is-
passing grade.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that carried the event, but we specifically didn't really have like notable alt ranked players. I put that in quotation
Other
marks.
than Jackal. Hold on.
Yeah, it's literally like
Jude
two
Harris,
people.
baby.
It's like 2 or 3 people that had like alt points, alt rank points.
Can I say my piece on like regionals and like the definition of them? They need to lower that standard. That's crazy.
I agree.
That we hit 200 entrants, and before Light signed up, we didn't have enough to be considered a regional. That is ridiculous. Why is it so hard for
it's-
our region to get there? Like at least add like a PR like point system where it's like if your state PR players are there, it's maybe like 5 extra points.
Well,
per
because
person.
they're
And we
counting
get
it
there
on
easily.
a global scale with. It's not individual PR. It's based on like the global
But
ranking.
that's what I'm saying is like it should be, like it like I don't think you should have to be on a global scale to change if it's a regional or not.
I think it would
don't
make
know.
more sense if that was done by region, not by the global scale. But granted, there's going to be a lot of different ways you classify regional. I think a regional is just based on partially number of entrants, but that's not that significant as long as it's over like probably like 50, and variety of region attending probably wants to be more than like three different states in attendance.
Yes.
So like GamerCon is a regional. That's like that much certain. I was at a New Hampshire tournament, going off track a bit. There was 4 states in attendance. There was Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Mass. Yeah, that were in attendance. They only had 54 people. That's a regional. Like there's so many different people going to that event that you can't just classify it as just like a monthly. Like even though it is a monthly, that is a regional. That is bringing multiple different communities together for an event, which is hype.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, it was funny that we literally just needed light because apparently he has like 350 points on the alt rank, and we were at like
That's a load of guns.
440. We literally just needed him to register, and it would boost us to amazing heights.
Damn, you sound like you're reaching new heights, Gert.
Oh wow!
Oh
Dude.
my God!
Whoa.
Go see some new horizons.
I was.
That
oh
was
my
not
God.
a reference
I'm
to
cringing
what my
so
name
hard.
is, I'm just saying. That was completely unintentional.
Bro, they're gonna take me to the bay to
I
beat me down,
no.
bro.
I heard Gerd say it in his voice, and I literally think in his mind he was like, "Please, no one make the pun." Please.
No, my brain is kind of off right now.
Oh, okay. But I was thinking that. I was like, "Can we go without anyone saying?"
Well,
the
I've
pun?
just RNH pilled everyone, so
True.
Yeah, we're all
RNH 10 coming eventually.
not anytime soon. I'm telling everyone right now on the podcast. I've already told people individually, but like, yeah, RNH is not dead, but I just had to prioritize a bunch of other events that I wanted to run, and a special event. I guess I'll announce it here. Not actually, but there will be an event that is being announced tomorrow at CTGAMERCON, in between the end of top 48 and right before top 8. It's going to be on the House of 3000 stream. Expect that announcement to drop around 7:30. So be in the House of 3000 stream by then. You'll probably see me and someone else that's very special on the mic discussing about it, but like very briefly before we continue the tournament.
I thought you were gonna announce Skydrop or whatever.
No.
And that's a sky drop too.
I am not thinking about. I dropped that announcement and left that to dry because I am not thinking about that until like after PAX.
I thought you were gonna talk about something in the summertime.
I am. That's what I literally just talked about.
Oh wait, that's it. Wait, it's that?
Yes.
Oh dang! I didn't know it was that. Hold on, I'm excited now.
Yeah. That announcement is
know.
coming tomorrow.
I don't know anything.
There will be a
Skydrop
start.
2 is just gonna be hype. Woo!
Yeah,
Yeah!
it's gonna be a good time, but I need to get through GamerCon. But yeah, GamerCon. Top seating is like practically final.
Let's talk about the top 16, and then we can even talk about some of the players who are just outside the top 16.
Okay, I'm doing this.
killers.
I'm doing this.
Wait,
Hold on, I need to pull it
Before
up.
that, can we talk about our blocks? Because I might actually.
We will
have
talk
to
about that
go.
after, but
I know.
want to
I
talk
just might
about.
also have to go and want to
Yes.
talk about my
So
block before because I gotta
the
go
top
pretty
seeds
soon.
of the tournament, we have Light at number 1. That is pretty much uncontested because he's Light.
It's light.
Jackal is numero dos because Jackal is goated on the sticks, and he's better than Ling, who is number 3.
Head nod.
We got Sharp at number 4, which Sharp I feel like can be interchangeable with Ling, but I just went with Ling to avoid a conflict.
I'm just gonna say Ling's better.
CT bias,
Wow.
CT bias, CT bias.
Huh.
You got
Snivy,
Beast.
as the only unbiased person in the chat,
Oh
who do you
my
think is
God.
better?
You're putting me on the spot.
Yes,
No,
I am.
hold on, he's about to say Jude. He's about to
I'm
say
gonna-
Jackal.
What? I'm gonna say what?
What are you gonna say?
Sharp.
He's about to say Jackal.
You're gonna
Yes,
say Sharp?
that's my goat.
That's
That's my
crazy.
goat.
Well, get out,
That's
Simon.
That is
Simon,
my goat.
Friendship over.
We're like a-
Friendship
my fault.
over.
My fault.
No,
We're
no,
like
no,
a-
no, Snivy, you're so based.
Thank you.
We're like a boy bands in the 90s. We're breaking up right now. I'm going solo.
God
What,
damn.
what about me, Waffle? Take me
I'm
with
going
you.
solo. I'm going solo.
It's going solo.
Okay, continuing on our trend, we got Beast at number 5.
My goat, Joel.
love
Right under
Joel.
him will be Pelka. And then we have Juan Numeros again at 7.
Also my goat.
We have Yoda Cage at 8. And then it kind of gets a little scuffy. I will always tell this to any TO and any like one that wants to learn seating. The seating for the areas of like 7 through 16 or 17 are the absolute most annoying spots ever, because they can either like do super well and get top 8, or they can buster so hard. There's no in between. It's one or the other, or they're just like so consistent. I've already had trouble trying to seed things with all the other conflicts that I've had to do. So but continuing on, we have Unleashed at 9, Nuggets at 10, Girly Teen Queen or Tejuice at 11. We have Blitz Luigi at 12, Kiwi at 13, Scott, otherwise known as SMB, at 14, Tony Pajamas at 15, and Bobo at 16.
Yeah, it's super stacked. And you might see some familiar faces on the commentary of these sets.
True.
I wonder who's going to be there. Let's kick it off with me and Snivy, who are doing it together.
Whoa, me.
Whoa.
The
Wait,
Caster
hold
Boys
on,
the
that-
block.
Also, quick aside to say, you should pull up that lovely graphic that somebody made.
Oh, I'll put it on the screen.
Cool. I made the graphic, by
Right
the way.
now.
So. Also, this is also going to be the first event that all 4 of us are ever at together.
Oh,
In person.
true.
We've never
My
been in the
first
same
and
place
only
together.
event.
Every like 3 days that gets reminded to me, and I'm like, oh, I'm like,
Yeah.
yes.
If you don't mind, I can talk about this part too.
What?
I'm saying like caster organizing stuff on Gamercon.
I mean, you were the
Yeah.
people who hired us.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I'm
can
also
I-
down
wait.
to talk about this, but first, Reed, you go. I also want to mention.
Oh
my block
yeah,
as well.
so me and Sniper are doing wave B pools. That was what I was gonna mention. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, that's
it's gonna be lit. We had some good matchups. Trust me.
and
We do.
6 a.m. is gonna upset whoever's in his bracket pad. I think
true,
he's Jackal.
true.
It's Jackal, I
I'm
think.
so excited to watch 6 a.m.
Meanwhile, myself, I am casting. I haven't told Gerd this. I cried, by the way, Gerd, when you told me that you wanted this to happen, and then it ended up happening.
I'm biased.
We love biased.
You know what? You might be. I also feel like I've been grinding my ass off, and this
you deserve it.
feels a vindication of that a little bit. I am casting I am very, very lucky and very, very proud to be able to say I am casting the first half of top 8 with Lyric. Shout outs my own slight biases, as well as it being the only block that made sense for Eon with Snivy. For me getting to work with Lyric for the first time, which was also a huge part of the reason that I got to do this. And this is my home region and one of the largest events in our state ever. And I cannot say how much it means to me to be able to cast the first half of top 8 and bring that to y'all.
Yeah. In terms of
Anyways.
Gamercon scheduling, if no one else has anything to talk about right now, we've got
Oh, I do want to say, Gerd.
what?
Didn't you say on this podcast you love a caster doer, a caster duo more
what
than
now?
like
Yeah, I'll get into that. So
No, I just wanted to say
yeah,
you
so
kind of you snub the 2 biggest
obviously
best
if
casters
the
at
if the
event.
picture's still on screen in post production, you
Oh
have
my god, you have to leave it up for this long?
you can
Your arms
drop
are
it and then
getting
pop it back in.
mighty
Okay,
heavy.
so we
I
got
guess it's coming back in.
yeah,
It's
we
coming out
got
and it's coming back
Justinian and
in.
Joy Connie. Both are great commentators, mostly at Bay State Beatdown in Boston, Massachusetts. I recruited them at kind of the last minute because I said, "Hey, do you want to do doubles commentary?" Because Joy Connie had registered, but I didn't know if I wanted to put her in a singles block with someone else she hadn't casted with, and I didn't know how that chemistry would have gone. And I said, "Hey, do you want to do it with Justin and do doubles?" She said, "Sure." And then I'm gonna go gamble or drink. I'm like, "Okay, that's fine with me. You do your block, you do your own thing." That's fine."
Yes, gamble.
So
Love
I think
gambling.
the Justinian and Joy Connie block is going to be great. Justinian is a very good doubles commentator, and Joy Connie and Justin have really good chemistry. You got in doubles top 6 slash singles wave A, you've got Gutbuster and Player 4, otherwise known as Reggie. I wanted Reggie in top 6 of doubles because I also think he's a good doubles commentator, and I wanted to give Gut an opportunity on the mic. We've got
Gut's really
Maddie
talented.
and Mott, another solid casting
Goats.
duo in
Oh my goats.
singles
I-
wave A slash B.
I fought so hard for Maddie to get a single
Yes,
block.
and I'm
I'll
so
just
happy
say
that
it.
Maddie got on.
Because Maddie deserves it. I spent all weekend at Collision telling literally every caster I knew that how incredibly talented Maddie is.
We're gonna make sure Maddie goes far. That's for damn
Yeah,
sure.
Yes,
like
sir.
that's definitely like a Snivy and I. Maddie mostly
I keep
casted
on
Encore due to work. Is very much in that same boat as Waffle, but he is one of the most talented people I have ever worked with, and I cannot say how highly I think of him.
I keep on sending him applications, and I'm like, "Yo, bro, apply this.
True.
I'm gonna get you in."
Okay, then moving on.
And
we
he also
have-
plays Toon Link, by the way.
we have
My God.
We love
Waffle
Toon Link mains.
Waffle already introduced it, but we got Waffle and Snivy on the block for finishing up the last block of pools, which is wave B.
Hey.
It's gonna be a solid one. I'm gonna definitely tune in on like my Twitch feed on my computer if I can and just listen to it. Then in the next phase, this is a little different because last year we did top 32, but this time we're doing top 48 because we have way too many people, and I don't want pools to go any longer. So we got Ubo and Momo in top 32.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good block. They've worked together before, I think at Fusions and other events
love
that I
Henry and
might not
Momo.
know about.
So many events.
Yeah. So
Incredible.
and they're good friends too. So it's gonna be a good time for them to get on the block at a big regional like this. And then Ritual had already said this. Lyric and Ritual in top 8, in the first half of top 8. And then you got AG and Ajax closing out the night in top 4-ish area.
All of the New England CT goats.
Yep.
We
So
love to see it.
this is. I'm just gonna go into this quickly because I don't know how much time we have left in the podcast. But
We got plenty
when
of time.
I was picking out blocks, I prioritized.
I was there too.
Yeah, I prioritized good static duos over individually better commentators because I wanted people to like not fuse but like have better chemistry with someone else that they have worked with because I really wanted to focus on getting as many people into this event as possible because ticket prices are kind of insane. And I also wanted to give more opportunities to casters who probably don't get those opportunities at regionals. So people
That
like
being-
Joy Connie, Justinian, Gut, Maddie, Mont, Snivy, Waffle, Momo probably. Like they all deserve to be on the mic. If I just decided to do the best casters available, I'd probably only be choosing like Lyric, Ritual, AG, Ajax, Snivy.
Wait,
And-
why am I included? Hold
Because
on.
I'm biased.
Because we're goaded and
Yeah.
biased.
Yeah, Lyric, Ritual, AG, Ajax, Ubel, Reggie,
Momo.
and probably Momo. But like if it was just those like 6, it would be such a boring event because it's just the same fucking casters again. And that's not fun. So I decided
Are
to
you-
change it up this year.
Are you subtweeting another New England event?
Yes. If I think I'm on the
Think
same
about
wavelength as you. But yes, I am
Yeah.
I'm not going to
I'm-
say
I'm
what
just
event
gonna-
it
no,
is.
I'm gonna
just going to
say
say
it.
the fact
I'm gonna
that
say it.
I
Pax,
want
we're
more
looking
people
at
on the
you.
mic.
Whoa,
I
hey,
want
hey,
fresher
hey,
faces
I
on
love-
the mic.
I
And
I
this
love
is
Paxies.
potentially a
My
launch
favorite
pad
tournament.
for casters to just shoot
Well, I'm
up.
going to
Like
Michigan. I don't care.
Ritual's already talking about like Maddie is one of the most talented casters out there in our region in Long Island? Long Island? Yes.
Westchester.
Westchester.
Westchester, okay.
New York.
But
Honorary
New
CT.
York. New York.
Gerd's tri-state game is just not there.
Yeah, no fuck yeah.
But
I'm
we
not
love it.
from
We love the
tri-state.
enthusiasm.
But yeah, just
we
like-
love it.
Enthusiasm.
Maddie probably wouldn't be able to like make it out to a lot of events, and now I gave him the opportunity. So hopefully, like this may be able to like help him out get other events because now he'll have that on his resume. Maybe he has a reel he'll make in
Yeah.
the future. Also be a
This
good
man,
opportunity.
I'm also just going to say, this man has now done 2 regionals ever, and they're a B tier and a C tier.
That is
What was the
insane,
B
actually.
tier?
Eon?
Eon was a B tier.
I did not realize that Eon was a B
Yeah, it was a.
Oh, it was that
Yeah,
bad.
so
Eon was
many PGR
insanely
players.
stacked.
And
Yeah.
and that's why Yoda Cage is underseated at GamerCon.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
No, Yoda.
It's
People
it's
wanted
literally
to seed. I'm gonna say this. Yoda. People originally last night Not everybody. Gerd was also in favor of seeding Yoda higher, but a lot of people were like, we should seed Yoda lower because what's he done other than Collision? And Snivy and I were both just like, y'all peep his Eon run, and everyone just like opened it was like, oh no, he should be seated higher.
Oh, we already knew. We already been.
Yeah,
to-
dude, we were there. We were there.
on that
Shout
shit.
out top 4, baby.
I think Yoda's only there because of conflicts. Like he has to be where he
Yeah.
is, or he conflicts anywhere else. So
True.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yoda's one to watch for sure at GamerCon.
yes, I think he's very capable of making upsets. I think he's also very capable of getting upset. That being said, I think he is the second most likely or third most likely person in that like top 12-ish area to get upset. I think the first two are, I'm just going to say it, Juan Numeros and Beast.
Not
I'm
Juan
gonna just say it.
Oh, Beast
Nah.
above Pelka?
Beast
Pelka's
is,
getting upset by everybody.
that being said, folks, I also do have to go. So
Okay.
have a good one.
Bye.
I love y'all immensely.
All right.
Bye.
So
out,
now
folks.
we can shit talk Snake. Yes.
Yes.
What? No! Hey!
Finally.
What?
Slandering.
We have
Finally.
2 snakes in the top
Yes.
16.
We're-
Sorry,
the-
Apollo Cog.
We have
cha-
we are one
the
of
ch-
Snake has one of the 2 most characters tied for most representation in top 16. The other one being
Yeah, sorry.
See
We
ya.
love Rob.
Bye. What?
All right.
We
Who?
love Rob.
Get out.
So let's start. Yeah. So I everyone knows about the top seeds at CTGAMERCon. We know about Light. We know about Sharp. We know about Jackal. We know about Ling. We know about Pelka. Some of the guys under that. But I want to talk about the hidden bosses. I want to talk about the people maybe in that maybe 15 to 20, 25 range that could really go on a tear. The first name that comes out in mind to me is definitely Soul Arts. Soul Arts comes out in mind. Soul Arts is seated, I think, 20 at the moment.
It might get changed.
Yeah, it might get changed, but probably there because of seating conflicts. But definitely has a chance to get top 8 at this event. Any thoughts on Soul Arts?
I definitely agree because Solars has been having a great season so far. He's beating a lot of the people in his region, usually placing within the top 8 at the.
I
Smash
lied. My
Emporiums
meeting got
and the
canceled. I'm
Aeons,
back.
and we already know how Aeon always complains about their Fighters Pass 2 problem. What?
Soul Arts. Oh, he's gonna
We're
lose to
talking
Ling's
about
DDD
Shulk
again.
now.
He's never beaten Ling's. He's never beaten Ling's DDD.
That's insane.
It's not. Are they projected to play each other?
If they are,
They're not even projected to play each other. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't even matter.
I
Let's
think
see.
they're on exact opposite bracket.
I'm pulling up the stats right now. Let's see. He has some pretty good wins.
He has a Guy win this season, I
Tango
believe.
win, the Weezer, player 4. Let's see. Delta Force at Collision. Yes, he
Up.
does.
Seating update. Ring, 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 ring. I just
Ooh.
moved Joshathan and Soul Arts because I accidentally messed up and had Joshathan in the same pool to potentially play Beast outside of winners pools. And Soul Arts hasn't played
Interesting.
Beast anytime recently, and Joshathan is fine in the pool he's in now. So I fixed that.
Woohoo! Okay, now Soul Arts is getting 33rd. Terrible
Yeah.
record for him.
Damn, we just jinxed Solar. Sorry.
Oh my god,
bro.
he actually did move down
He moved down a
seed,
singular
I
spot,
think.
and that seating doesn't matter because it's the same spot.
All right.
Is it the same seed?
20 and 21 are the same seeds. It's like
Okay.
20.
Because I thought he moved.
it's like 17.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So-
It literally does not
I-
matter other than
no, I
seating
just
conflicts.
I just don't have reading comprehension. Anyways, some other players that I want to talk about that could make a run. You guys probably don't know him if you entered the Smash scene in the last 6 months.
True.
But Nelvin is an absolute monster for TOs and seeding. He is.
Yep.
He was what?
This 2
the
seasons
third
ago.
best player
2
in
seasons.
Connecticut.
Yep.
Literally last year. Yeah, literally last year, and is seated in the 20s or 30s at this event. Could absolutely make top 8 at this event and absolutely destroy the seeding. But it's so hard to seed him because he hasn't been to anything in a
He
year.
got
so
top
it's
8 last.
So he's seated low
Yes,
due to
he's
inactivity.
so good.
What the
because
heck?
Man's a dad.
Yes.
He has been. No, we're talking about
He is a
Nelvin.
dad.
So
Talking
Nelvin,
Aw.
Nelvin was,
We're talking about
for
Nelvin.
context,
Also a dad?
the entirety, pretty much, like, you go back
Yep.
to Smash 4 early Ultimate. Light and Ling were number 1 and number 2 in CT in some order. It was Ling in Smash 4, Light in Ultimate. The other one was always number 2. And then after that, you had Nelvin and Hawk in some order as 3 and 4. And that was always the top 4 in Connecticut. Like, pretty solidly. Nelvin... Yes, Nelvin...
Yeah, like, that
Nelvin
was... There was a huge drop-off after that.
and still can easily be considered one of the best Diddy Kongs in the U.S. who does not travel. Like, he is right up there with the best of them when he's active. It's just so hard to seed him because I think the last tournament he entered was in July.
Jesus.
Really?
Yeah, it
okay,
was,
he did come to that. Yeah.
Well, it was on October 18th at Vortex. He got 4th. There's 22 people. He beat new players.
And then who did he lose? Who did he lose
Mother
to?
Hacker.
Nothing.
Nothing
No
notable.
data there.
And then the previous one before, August 27th, he won the tournament at Gamercon.
Exactly. This is
Retro
why
Rumble.
he's a seeder's nightmare.
But there's nobody there, it seems.
Yeah.
No, there's 54 people. What the?
If he was literally not a father of a human being, he would literally be a top 12 seed at this
That's what
tournament.
they all say.
He would literally be a
Excuses,
top 12 seed. Like, no questions about it, but yeah. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
some
Kiwi
other
and
names.
Blitz
Does anyone want-
Luigi.
does anyone
I
have
want
any
to shout
names they
out
wanna
both of
shout
them.
out?
Also, in doubles, Kiwi and Pelka's team. That's my sleeper pick. I mean, not even sleeper pick. They're up.
But they're so boring.
Right, but
We
I
already know
they're my
they're
pick to
gonna
win the
do
event.
well.
I'm
And they're
just gonna
CT.
say it. But yeah, but I wanna shout out
Doubles?
Kiwi
Actually,
We're talking about
in
hidden
general,
bosses.
just because Kiwi at Collision beat a snake for the first time ever in Ultimate, in bracket, and has some newfound confidence in her gameplay as a result. And I'm super excited to see her this weekend. I think she could really go on a run. Other than that,
That's pretty fire.
Ralphie Boy is an interesting name to watch. He's been to like 3 tournaments, but he's either gonna like
He's also a seeder's
beat
nightmare.
everybody or go like 2-2.
So I know nobody who is watching this knows who Ralphie Boy is.
Me included.
It was his
Yes,
first ever
He
tournament.
literally just showed up to
Was it
Vortex,
not? I thought it was.
Legacy 2. It was not his first ever tournament. He went to the Fire and Dice tournaments when they had him, and I think he went to Towers once. I think he's either under a new tag or a new Star GG page, but it's like his first tournament like there. He was an online grinder, like did well at like not Coinbox, but like a couple other like notable online tournaments, and just kind of showed up to Legacy like on a whim because he usually can't make it to tournaments in the week. Played Pelka round 1, beat Pelka, and then everyone was freaking out, and he was like, "Who is that?" He didn't know who Pelka was.
Nah, he's goaded for that.
That's
Oh my god.
That is who we are. That's who we are working with. Like a player who has insane fundies, and
Which I think is part of the
just does
reason.
not
Like
care
he
who you
didn't
are.
he didn't go into the
That
event
reminds me of Zeke.
with, he didn't go into the event with the kind of, for lack of a better word, the expectation of, hey, oh my god, I have to play Pelka round 1. He's just like, oh, I have to play somebody round 1. And I think that is a huge deal when you are going into a tournament like a monthly, like a regional, right? Like, it's sometimes so hard to separate the player from the name, even though that's really what you need to do. And I think that lent him to have some great success. And now he knows who players are, and he's thinking about it.
Yeah, and he ended up getting 9th. He beat other people, but he ended up getting 9th or 7th. He might have made top 8, which is crazy to think. But yeah, Ralphie Boy, I don't think will replicate it. But like he's into the path to play Sweshy, so I'm rooting for him all the way.
No, I
because,
love Sweshy. I'm rooting
we gotta
for
root
Sweshy.
against Tri-State at this event. We gotta.
I fucking
What?
love Sweshy.
What? You're rooting for Sweshy?
Sweshi, I gotta root for Sweshi because Tri-State.
Dang, that's crazy.
I'm looking at all you New
No,
England,
not me,
Massachusetts
Snivy, not me,
people in the
Snivy. I
eyes
love
and
you.
rooting against you.
Thank you. That's my goat.
Oh, sorry, my go, Gord. It's my fault.
Yes.
My fault.
All right, Gerd.
He's a
He hasn't
King
been
K.
doing well,
Rule
so please.
from New England. Anyways,
All I'm
He hasn't
gonna
been
say
doing
about
well?
Nurut Brujo is he'll probably have a good tournament run, but he might flop because after RNH 9 he hasn't had the best results and he's
Might
kind of got
flop.
upset
Not
at a
the.
few tournaments. So I think he's still a person to watch, but don't expect him to get top 8 or some shit.
sea
If he
live
does,
effect.
he does. But if he
Not
doesn't,
my
he doesn't.
Brujo.
He is in top
Okay.
4 of doubles right now with Nuggets.
I was
So
thinking the
keep
same
an eye
way.
on doubles. Doubles would be more exciting for Brujo than anything.
that being said, Brujo also very easily could just end up beating everybody and making top 8.
Correct.
Definitely a possibility.
No.
Brujo is the lowest seed
No.
that can win the tournament.
No, it's gonna be light. It's gonna be light.
Who's the
gonna be
lowest seed
light.
that can win the tournament
Yeah.
then?
Light.
Sure,
Waffle,
like
waffle,
Beast.
waffle. $50 side bet right
That's-
now.
no, I'm saying,
the
like-
light takes the tournament. I'm gonna bet the light takes the tournament.
Whoa.
If anyone other than
Wait,
light
on
takes the
who?
tournament, I owe you $50. Anyone want to take me up
Why
on
would
that?
I bet against that? that's a terrible. I
Yeah,
know I'm
I'll
going
do
to gamble
50.
a lot.
I will
tomorrow,
put
but
$50
geez,
on
like,
light. If
I'm
anyone
not-
other
I'm
than
not
light,
dumb.
if anyone on this podcast wants to take me up on that,
Why don't you tweet that out right now?
You should tweet that out.
You should tweet that out right now.
You should definitely
and
tweet
make
that out.
some bank. Someone will take you up on that.
I agree.
I don't
I
think so.
I think somebody will take you up on that. Somebody stupid.
It's a stupid.
Stupid.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look right now. at the
Last
bracket
person
to see
because
who
I
can
also
make a
need to
run,
start
within,
prepping
the
to go to
top
Gamercon.
48 range. Oh, that is true. I really want to mention Zeke, but I don't want to be, and that might be my bias.
I mean, Zeke's good. Zeke's a little Mac player.
Zeke has some pretty.
but he's also
impressive feats,
very
and they only just
inconsistent.
keep on
Zeke is
stacking.
either going to
Yeah.
first, second, or third the bracket, or he's gonna 1-2, every bracket he goes to, and there's really, unfortunately, no in between.
It depends on the bracket.
Dude, what
luck,
does he
honestly.
do? What does he do in
Yes,
monthly
he
style
does.
tournaments? I feel like he usually does worse when it's
He got fifth
when
at
it's
the
not
one
a-
in February.
he
at
did. Oh, which
Encore.
one?
Those
At
are good
Encore?
wins.
Yeah, where he beat C and no.
He also, the other person I want to shout out is Don.
I don't know.
I think Don could
And then-
very easy. Don is very. It's also
Yes, I
Don's
agree.
another player, right? A tale of two Dons. Are we gonna get the Don who literally just destroys everybody in his path, or are we gonna get the Don who his mental goes boom the second he drops an input and Buster's out? But I think Don unironically can
I hope
top
that
8
Don
this
is
tournament
flexible.
very
Okay.
very
He's
easily.
swag.
At the moment, Don is projected to play Yoda Cage, and Don in
Oh.
winners.
Yeah,
is
losers Don
kind of
has
like
I
a
think
beast.
exactly one good run ever.
So if Don beats Yoda Cage, he could go on a run. But I think if he
I
loses
agree.
to Yoda
I
Cage,
think
I
that's
think
a
he
fair-
might just
fair analysis.
get 17th or something. So whoever he plays in that to get that upset, that's such a crucial set. But I think we've covered all the hidden bosses.
Well, there was
Oh,
one thing that
okay.
we neglected to mention the entire time.
What?
That I don't think we've mentioned before that for pools wave A through B, we're going to be
I'll talk
implementing
about
the
that
House
briefly and then we'll
3000
end. So,
Blackstone, so be sure to check that out.
Devin, I forget if Devin brought it up to me or
Also,
if
shout out
I brought it up to
Dogwater19.
Devin, but I think it was the first where Devin brought it up to me where Blastone was a possibility that we wanted to use. Blastone is basically House of 3000's version of Quad Stream. It's not exactly like how some majors have run it, like LMBM or Collision. It's kind of its own thing. It's an exciting opportunity because New England doesn't have a lot of good stream capabilities, and House of 3000 has always been like one of the top production teams in like the entire Smash community.
One of?
So
Hold
being
on.
able
No, they're
to,
the top production team in the Smash
that is true.
community.
Well, BTS, but they're
No. I would.
rip. But yeah, us having quad stream.
Rip.
I think in terms of pure production.
Oh wait, you would argue over BTS?
Not the events they got. Not the events they run.
Oh, you're smoking weed.
I think in terms of, okay, if I'm looking at main stage, I'm not looking at Summit. I'm looking at main stage. Like if you look at main stage
I don't want to
versus
talk about
what
this.
House does, I think House at majors is better.
I don't want to
think
talk about it.
BTS's Summit production for Summit is incredible.
Okay, I could
open bracket.
I could agree
open
with
bracket.
House is better
House
at
is
like
the
a
best
major
production
style
team.
event. I could agree with that.
Obviously, Summit is the single highest production event in the Smash scene, and I don't think anyone's gonna argue with that.
Okay. But yeah, Blast Zone is going to be pretty exciting. I'm going to be ADHD'd out of my mind tomorrow.
Don't worry, you're in safe hands. I know exactly.
Dude,
We're two streamers. We're two Twitch streamers.
Okay, yes. My thing is like I feel like I'm going to have so much to watch that I'm going to be so focused on looking at other stuff and not talking. Like my one main thing is that I don't like the conversation to stop, and I feel like with so much stimulus,
can I give you a big
it's
piece
going
of
to have to
advice
at some
then,
point. So
actually?
that's going to be an interesting development.
Which is because Snivy has a Blastone experience. Let Snivy take the lead in terms of what match is getting blown up, like what match you're focusing on. And just watch whatever the big match is, whatever the blown up match is, and then Snivy can just be like, "Hey, let's swap over to this one."
Interesting. Well, we have chat.
We're gonna talk about it like.
Dude,
we
it's
have
a-
chat
it's-
open?
Regionals generally don't.
No chat. I know, but my thing with Blast Zone and like being able to switch like what's happening is that I feel like for an event like this it would work well to at least have a reference point of what chat is getting hyped for, you know? Because if I'm only focusing on like one set, then I don't know what's going on in the other ones, and it's like some cool upset could be happening. Maybe I have to like use my peripheral vision to see, but I don't know.
I kind of agree with that, honestly. I've seen some majors use a lot more chat recently, and it wasn't
it's
too bad.
let
Like
me-
Genesis is my example.
Yeah. Let me reiterate. I think it's only good for quad stream. I think looking at chat during like a regular set is like kind of annoying. Like you should just be doing your thing, but for quad stream where it's like literally where you can change it based on like what's going on, and like you said, you can't have eyes on all four streams at once. Just having that look over to chat, like, oh, like everyone's getting hyped for like Ralphie Boy in the losers bracket, like making an upset or something, you know. Like,
Also,
I just think that
want to say as well,
that's just my
speaking of
personal
losers bracket,
opinion on it,
one
I
of the
mean,
huge benefits of quad stream is that you can actually stream like losers pool sets.
yes, which is great. I love that. I love that very much. But yeah, I think that is where we are going to do it for today.
Tune in to the
Does
House of
anyone have
3000
any
stream
closing thoughts
for
before we go?
CT GamerCon.
If somebody-
They're going to
if-
be streaming all of Ultimate
You're
doubles and singles.
Yeah,
Free house,
hashtag
free house of
free
3000. We
HO3K.
need their
Free
talk.
house.
It's free HO3K is the
Free
official
house.
hashtag.
Follow me at GerdAny for any specific updates on the tournament because House doesn't have theirs, and I will probably be doing a bunch of stuff on my Twitter in terms
Also,
of
you can
promoting
also
events.
follow Helper's Twitter as well. Is what
Helper
House is
will also
currently
be
using.
doing that too, but I think a lot of Helper will be promoting the House stream, but I'm probably going to be doing a lot of the tournament announcement stuff. I already have,
Yep.
but like.
And catch me around the venue for maybe doing some interview type.
Oh,
content.
one other thing. I don't know. I mean, it's not really gonna matter, because this is gonna probably come this podcast is either gonna be coming out like during or after GamerCon. But we are having photography this time around. Woo! Ellie's gonna be providing photography for us, and she's amazing, and she's done a bunch of other events. that I wanted to highlight.
Yeah.
Okay, that's gonna be it for
Yeah,
us.
I was
For
gonna say,
Castles on the
Ellie,
block.
if you
My
wanna-
name
if
is
you
Gerd.
wanna-
We've got
She'll-
Ritual, Snivy, and
she'll be
Waffle.
back.
We need to go. I need to go to bed. Everyone
you
have a good day.
Yeah, if you
us.
want to see Ellie's work,
Ellie will
one of
be
the
in the
easiest
description, by
places
the
you
way.
can look, other than her Twitter, just look at my Twitter profile pic. It's
Stop
Ellie's work.
stalling. I want to
Other
go.
than Trident, she is, I will just say,
Stop
the most talented
stalling. Let me
caster.
leave.
Or the media
Let me
person.
leave,
Okay, bye,
Joel.
Gerd. See ya. I have to go too. See ya.
Oh, this has been Casters on the Block.